Hello everyone, Big Seven here, back for another SuperCoach BBL video. I wasn't going to create another video, but in light of more information, I thought it would be appropriate to go through the trades that I'm planning to do. So last night, there was a bit of doubt around the Hobart and Strikers game going ahead. There are still conflicting weather reports around, but it seems like that game will go ahead with minimal disruptions. And with the Hurricanes having the double next week, I'm eager to get at least one of their players this week. The Sixers and Heat game is under a weather cloud as well. I think it's about 50-50 as to whether that is impacted by rain or not. And with that in mind, I don't really want to go too hard on players from either of those two teams unless we get information stating otherwise. So looking at the doubles coming ahead, we've got the Hurricanes and the Sixers next round, and then the round after that, we've got the Scorchers, the Stars, and the Strikers. So those are the five teams that I would like to only have players from those teams when we get to round 8, which is next round. Whether or not that actually happens, that remains to be seen. So, in order to complete that vision, there are 5, potentially 6 players that need to go, and that's good because I've got 6 trades in the next 2 weeks. So, Jilks, he's got a low break even, 12 this week, and no doubt around his game either going ahead this week, so he will survive. Shadab Khan, he won't be around for the double, but he is in the squad for tonight, expected to play. I'm keeping him. Ashton Agar, he's gone into the test squad, won't be around for all of the double, if not even part of the double, so I'm looking to trade him out. Majib, his doubles come and passed. Renegades don't have any doubles for the rest of the season. It's time for him to go with a relatively high break even. And then the other 2 players, I've got Connolly, who I have been using as my loop, and I still haven't come to a decision whether I keep him as my loop throughout the season or whether I trade him next week and get someone in to get that extra double for round 9. And then the last player, Peter Hatsoglu, this is more of a luxury trade out. I'm just thinking ahead to the round 9 double, and I've already got Richardson and I've got Ty. And the other Perth bowler that's in good form, and I probably would want to have, is Berendorf. And so having all of Richardson, Ty, Hatsoglu, and Berendorf in the bowling line, it's just a bit too much. So while I've got the luxury of doing so, I think I'm going to get rid of Hatsoglu as well. So players to come in. So the Hurricanes, looking at their double and I guess the composition of my team, I've already got 4 Sixers players in Philippi, Kerr, Vince, and Abbott. All will be fielded next week. And then I wanted to field 4 Hurricanes players. So Nathan Ellis, he's already traded in. Shadab Khan, he's going to get traded out, but that'll be a straight swap to Wade, so I'm not going to get Wade this week. They've also got Ben McDermott, who has a really high break even, has been out of form as well, coming back from injury. I think he's too good of a player not to have in your double team, but I also don't need to get him this week, and he will cop a price drop this week, so not going for him. And then the last player, and this is the player I'm going to be trading in, is Riley Meredith. Good pace bowler, playing at Bluntstone, which in the one game this year was favourable to bowlers. I think Meredith took 3 that day as well, so Meredith, I'm happy to plug him in. And then the other players. So I'm going to take a risk on a Stars batsman. and that will be Tom Rogers. He has a really low break even, so the main hope is that he makes a bit of cash, and I'll probably loophole him through that double as well. So I won't put him on field. I'll use him as an emergency loophole. If he scores well in the first game, then I'll take his score. If he scores poorly, then that's okay. I'll have someone better to put on field. And at 70K, he's cheap enough to take a risk. He should make a bit of cash as well. So happy to put Tom Rogers in my side. And then the last player, I guess it's kind of planning ahead as well. In my keeper line, I've got Philippi and I've got Jilks. And I've also got Inglis and I've got Clark. But really, Jilks will need to get traded next week. And rather than going down to a really cheap keeper and missing out on a double, I'm going to pick a keeper that is fieldable through the doubles, and that is Perth Scorch's player, and that is Cameron Bancroft. So I think he's cheap enough where you can just leave him on the bench for the rest of the season apart from the double. And the Scorchers do have two doubles for the rest of the season as well. I think Bancroft batted at 3 last game. Break even of 6 as well means that if you don't get him this week then and plan on getting him next week, then his price will be more expensive. So those are 3 trades I'm going to do at this stage. Obviously, going to have a eye out on weather conditions, and I guess I'll rearrange the team to what I'm thinking. So I could go a Shadab Khan as a vice captain, but I think I would just prefer to loophole him, just in case the conditions aren't great, in case there's some sudden rain or anything like that. I guess if I am loopholing him though, I'm playing Rogers or Vince. So I think I'm going to scrap that actually. I think I'll just straight field him, but I won't use a vice captaincy on him. So that leaves 3 games to potentially use a vice captain, or 2 games to use a vice captain on, Stars and the Renegades, and Sixers and the Heat. With the Sixers and the Heat potentially going to get washed out, it really only leaves the Stars game to use a vice captain. Could go Joe Clark for a bit of a pod, but it will be Marcus Stoinis for me. Batting in the middle order and also bowling, he's just got a high ceiling. I don't expect anything like last week where he scored 110. And there's a good chance I just don't take him at all, but I guess he's got the high upside that you're looking for in a vice captain. The captain, Jai Richardson, got been really good up until last week, and particularly in Perth, bowls really well there. Happy to slide the captaincy on him. So I think my only other decision is whether I field Meredith or Alice. I'll look into that a bit more in detail a bit later on. But yeah, this is how the team is going to line up. Trading out Jilks and Shadab Khan next week. Potentially Connolly as well, or otherwise, if I'm not trading Connolly, then I will just be using a trade to rearrange the side. So yeah, those are the trades. Good luck for this round, and I'll see you for next video.